Good morning. I'm a little bit late. I'm so sorry. I just really needed a wee, and I had it all set up ready to go, and I just about pushed play, and I was like, nope, I need to go. I just need to go and do it. So did that, washed my hands, we're all ready. So I'm excited. So today we're going to work on a couple little leaves, and we're just going to put 2 down here. That's it. Just 2. Now the reason is because there's lots of different ways. Hi, George. Good morning, everyone. Everyone's so excited today. The reason we're only going to do 2 is because we have a lot more things to fill in here. All right. So you can put them down here. You can put 1 here, 1 over here. Doesn't matter. I might put 1 down here and 1 over here just so you can kind of see. Because we have a lot more things to put here. So I don't want you to go crazy with the leaves and then go, I have no space for anything else. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I'm so excited this morning. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the fishbone leaves. Oh, Jessie, man. She's just woken up and now she's going to go maybe drink a bunch of water, maybe eat her food. Who even knows? This girl, man. It's like she knows and she's like, ooh, my fans are here. I also have to say hi to a little cat called Whiskey, because apparently whenever I go live and chat and speak to you guys, the cat walks up to the television and is like, hey. So I just want to say hi to Whiskey. I just love animals. Okay, so we've got a easy peasy leaf shape. They can be as wide as you want to. Doesn't really matter. I would kind of stray away from ones like this because that's going to make it really difficult for you to do the stitches for today. So try and make them a little bit, wide. I'm going to draw 3 leaves because there's 3 different ways to do it. So I'll show you the first way first. This is a bit loud today. I'll show you the first way first and the way that people normally do them, okay? Because I don't do them how people normally do them. I do them a little bit differently. So normally, okay, there's kind of a line down the middle. And this line here, all of your threads are going to cross and make, good, yep. It's the perfect time to start eating your food, even though I gave it to you 2.5 hours ago. When you begged for it, by the way. So normally we have a little stitch down the middle like this, just a really small one. And then from this side, you go from the right all the way to the left and the left all the way to the right, and they cross. And you go one side, then the other side, one side, then the other side. So we're going to start here at the left to the right and go all the way across. And then the next one goes all the way across. And then the next one all the way across. So you're filling up the bottom of your leaf here at the same time. And then when you get at the very bottom, that will all be covered up by these crisscrosses like this. Perfect, Jessie. Just keep going. Just eat it all. Okay. So now we've got the crisscrossy down to here. That's the technical name for it, by the way, crisscrossy. But you still have to finish the rest of your leaf, yeah? So you have some extra little straight stitches down there. I do mine a little bit differently. So I do mine 1 down the middle and then 1 line on each side. So we do 1 stitch down the middle, and then I normally do 1 on each side, just kind of like get it started. And then from here, I only go to this point, and then I only go to this point. So you see the crosses down the middle. Just keep going, hun. Not a care in the world, is she? So you see the crosses down the middle, but you're not actually filling and wasting all of this space on the side. So there's one way. This is the way that you go to get the crosses all the way down the middle from the tip to the tip. This other way I like to do it looks a little bit classier. And this way, I'll show you samples before we get started so you know what I mean. And this way, there's only a line kind of this far, and then a line on each side. So you have to fill in the top first, and then we will cross. And I'll show you examples of this too, just bear with me. I'm trying not to go too fast, but also trying to explain it, you know what I mean? So from here, it's nice and satin stitch on the top, like really nice and smooth. And then the bottom part, you have this little crisscross. So let's have a look. I'm not going to show you this one because I don't do mine that way. But I have examples of this one and this one. So let's see. And they're from the Stitchalong that we did here. So I'll zoom in so you can like really see them. So this one here is an example of the tip to the tip. Where's my needle? So you can see that the crisscrosses start up here at the top and they go all the way down to here. Now these ones down here are examples of the other way, where you do a little bit of satin stitch or straight stitches first to fill it in, and then you crisscross on the bottom. Okay? So you can choose this way or you can choose this way. I'm going to show you both ways on this one, because like I said, we're just going to do 2 leaves. We'll draw them on. Oh, I don't want this big one. I want this one. Okay. Typical Tori, 10 minutes of explaining and faffing about, and then finally we get to stitch. All right, so I'm going to do mine like this. One here, and then maybe I'll do one this way. Okay, so we'll do one tip to tip and the other one just a little bit. So let's do the tip to tip this one, this way, because it's a little bit bigger. And we'll do this one just a little bit like this. Now I'm going to turn my hoop around because otherwise you're going to have it backwards, like upside down. And it will be easier for you to see what I mean if we put it the right way. What's going on here? Yep, now drink your water. Good. Happy days. Fed and watered. Goodness, she is such a little... You know? Okay, so let's do this one first. I'm going to do 216, and I'm going to use, I'll use all 6 strands. It'll go a little bit quicker. You can use 4 if you want. You can use 3 if you want. Obviously, if you use less strands, you'll have, oh, I just said I was going to use all 6, and I started separating it. You'll have a thinner, more smooth look to it. Okay, so tip to tip here. I like to do one little stitch in the beginning, just so I have a nice tip there. Sometimes people like to make this really long, like the whole length, and then they cross over that way. But I like this way. Okay, so we'll do the first one like this, and we're going to cross it over. Now you don't want it to be crossed too far, okay, because then you're going to cover up some of the things. You want to have like a nice, like gentle angle. So let's put it like this, right down on that line. And then we'll come on this side and do it on this line. Now for this one, the biggest mistake I see people make is to not make these here level with each other, meaning that the angles are different. So people will have an angle that comes down here on this side, or they'll go too far up on this side, meaning that it goes over like this. You kind of want to look at it, whereas this here is like the same. So it's like a straight line almost. Now this here is the guide now, so every single stitch after this will just be right in line down on this line. And then we've already established the angle that we want. So much maths in one place, yeah? So we just go straight down the line, crisscrossing as we go. We want to pay attention to the outside shape. So when you are putting your needle up on the outside, make sure you keep the nice shape like that. You can see it's laying quite nicely. And it has a nice crisscross to it. Fishbone leaves, that's what they're called. Maybe I'll use like 4 strands on the other one, and then you can see the difference. It looks like I didn't make my, there you go. Looks like I didn't make them very close at the very tip there. But that's okay. There's also like an open fishbone where it's like more open looking and you can see all the stitches. Bit late to the party today. Hello. Are those leaves specific to that flower or can they go anywhere? Any of your elements can go anywhere. It doesn't matter. You can put them anywhere. But only make 2 because we're going to do other leaves, other ways to make leaves. So, and practice different stitches. So if you like these at the very end, we're going to have a details day. That's not just French knots. We'll do French knots on a different day. But the details day will be how to make your bouquet like kind of come together. So if you've got any like missing parts or if you've got like like too many big elements in one place, how to like break them up a little bit, how to fill in the extra space, things like that. So that's why I'm saying just do 2 and then you can always, we'll add more on details day. So I'm doing 6 strands for this. It's the fishbone stitch, and you can see it's starting to make that nice crisscrossy look. I need to put a stitch right on this. I'm gonna go on the outside of it, and hopefully it'll hide it. Because I made one side a little bit wider than the other. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If they're not perfect, don't worry. If your line down the middle is not down the middle, don't worry. You can make it off to the side, or you can make it down the middle. The other thing is that no flowers in nature are perfect. So I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. Okay, so we're getting to the end. And then towards the end, you might have to do just a couple little straight stitches or even some stitches that are down in the same hole so that you get like a nice point there too. I'm just going to go one more on this side, down the same hole there. There we go. So there's the first one. I actually quite like the 6 strands, so I think no, I said I'd do 4, so let's just change it. So there it is. And on the back, you can see that it's only filled in on the 2 sides. Can you see? on the back because that's where we've crossed. It's where we stopped. It's where we stopped stitching. So let me get 4 strands now and we'll do the other way. Now the other way looks a little bit different. Same stitch, just a little bit different. How gorgeous is it? It is very gorgeous. I'm probably going to run out of thread with this one, but that's okay. Why do I have to make it on such an angle? All right, so for this one, I've got the 4 strands just to show you how it looks. You can keep with the 6 if you want to, or you could do even less if you really wanted to. You'd be there for ages though. Okay, so right next to it, we'll do the same hole here. And we want to fill up this top part. So you might have to do a little like 3/4 stitch action to like really fill it in. And what I mean by that is doing like we did on this pink flower up here. So like kind of tucking in some stitches that don't go in all the way. Yeah, they don't go down through the same hole. They just kind of go on the side to fill in the space. Because I made mine quite wide, you know, at the top. All right, so these ones are going to go right below it. These next 2, same hole. Let's see if I'm at the point where I can start crisscrossing or not. And a good way to check is to just put your needle across like this. Put your thread across. I think that'll be okay if I do it like that. If in doubt, you can always do 2 more. Yeah, so you can always do 2 more to fill it in. Of course. Of course. To fill it in on the sides. Because you want to have all the space up here filled. Okay, now let's try. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Before, the line was kind of like this, which means that I would really run out of space down here. So I kind of wanted to get it a little bit more filled in. So I'm not aiming for something like this. Do you know what I mean? Because with this, you could just do a regular satin stitch and go to the line on each side, and then that would fill it in, wouldn't it? So we want to really have that crisscross. And in order to have that crisscross, you need to have the space to do it. So we'll go down like there. Come up on the other side. And like I said before, you could always put your needle straight across and figure out where to put it, or you can lay your thread across like this to see where to put it. It's very sunny today. I need to get those blinds that my neighbor Ashley said from IKEA. They like stick up there. I need to get them. I wish that delivery wasn't so expensive though. You gotta like add a bunch of stuff to your cart to make it worth it. But you guys can see, right? Maybe I'll make it. I don't know. IKEA has started using a DPD in white Van Men, so delivery isn't insane anymore. Oh, that's good, because that's like the only reason that I haven't ordered anything. Because like my neighbor said that she got some things delivered, and the delivery was like 40 pounds. Like that's so much. And the blinds that I want are like $3.99. Like, I'd have to get 4, I think, like, to fill the space, but, oh, that's good. It's totally because I've swapped the dining room table and my craft table, my work table, because it used to be over there, and the light's a little bit better over there, but it works better to have the dining room table by the kitchen, you know? You could split orders with your neighbors. Yeah, definitely. I'll have to see if they want anything. Yeah, split the delivery costs, yeah. I think it depends what you order. We got a cot mattress and some other little bits, and it wasn't too expensive. Yeah, maybe it's just that they were over, like, the money threshold or the size. Like, maybe they got something that was, you know, like too big to fit in, like, a small delivery type thing. I love embroidery. However, how do you plan to finish this project? What do you mean? Like, what do I do when it's done? So there's the 2 different leaves. You can see they're kind of the same. This one just has the crisscross at the very bottom with some satin stitch at the top. To finish it just depends on what you want to do with it. So at the very end of the stitch along, I always show a bunch of different ways that you can display your artwork when you're finished stitching it. So definitely have a look at that at the end of the stitch along. Also, I want to say that I have been called by the dental hospital to have a procedure I was supposed to have done last April, but coronavirus. So the stitch along is going to end on the 20. I've got to look at the calendar now. It was supposed to go all the way until the end. It was supposed to go all the way to the end until Sunday the 28th, which was going to be like a catch-up day. Saturday the 27th was going to be the very last day, and the 26th was going to be like details, etc. But my dental thing is on the 26th, and I have to be under sedation. So we're going to finish on the 25th, which is a Thursday. So we still have loads of time left, loads of things to do. You're not going to miss anything. That was literally like the only time that they could do it. And I was like, are you serious? Why are you calling me now to do this? Like, if you don't know anything about me, the dentist absolutely terrifies me. Even getting my teeth cleaned or getting a checkup is like horrible, like absolutely horrible. And yeah, so that's going to happen. I'm trying not to think about it, but I also wanted to make sure you guys knew when it actually ended and how much time we had left, you know? Sorry, I was tightening that up so that we could zoom out and you can have a look. So there we go. There's our 2 little leaves down in there. Fishbone leaves. She says, oh my God, I feel you. I cry every time at the dentist. Yeah, like, I just wish I wasn't so afraid of it. Like, I wish I could get over it. I've tried everything. I've tried going there. Do you know what I mean? Like, in like getting used to it, and like I've tried everything. I've asked if they could just give me like some like Xanax or something or Valium, and here they're not keen to do that at all. So instead, I have to be put under sedation, not like put to sleep. But they were like, you're going to feel drunk and you're not going to remember it. So hopefully it'll work. I don't know. I'm afraid of needles too. So there you go. There's no win-win for me. Everything's just going to be awful. So yeah, pray for me on the 26th, Friday at 10:15 for an hour, the entire hour. Okay, so that's it for me. I don't want to dwell on it because this is meant to be a really fun month. And I don't want it to, like, ruin our time together. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, 1 hour and it will be done. So, I asked to be knocked out for a filling I was denied. Yeah, I hate it. I hate it so much. Like, I don't even like electric toothbrushes because they like zzz, you know, like in your mouth. Like, ugh, I hate it. But I've been using one for like 2 months now, and I'm still not used to it, but I do it. Do you know what I mean? So there. I just told you my deepest, darkest fears. Yeah, so if you're afraid of anything, feel free to leave it in the comments on my post when this goes, the IGTV video. Make me not feel so bad. Maybe I'll do a post about it today. Yeah, ugh, awful. Or just in my stories so people can be anonymous. So yeah, Fishbone Stitch. We've got 6 strands and 4 strands. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait to see where you put yours. Please only do 2. You can do 2 of the same one, or you could do 1 of each. Totally up to you. It's totally fine. And yeah, I'll see you in just a minute for the paid stitch along. All right. Bye.